Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Exo Heroes video, and boy do we have something interesting to talk about today. So that is going to be FC Reedmarie's core reverse. And at the time that we found out about these changes, it was actually not officially announced or there were no patch notes about it, but eventually, I believe yesterday, they released a emergency maintenance where they sort of updated to their Facebook page, hey, this was intentional, we did want to make these changes, she did get a core reverse. And we're going to be talking about what those changes were, and honestly, they are kind of insane. So if we go through the official notes here, they give you a sort of before and after documenting the changes of her skills. As you can see here, before it's the same passive she's always had, Focus Fire and then Dragon Knight's Blessing, nothing special there, we don't need to go over that. But here, we have Pirate's Pride, and this grants Reedmarie with the Pirate's Pride mark, which protects from death one time. Okay, so this is like a personal Tranquil, pretty strong, but it's not too crazy yet. Here we go. She gets skill damage immunity when marked with Protect from Death. So essentially, for that first life that she has, you cannot damage her with skills. Just think about how insane that is for a second. She doesn't take damage from skills. You can only hit her with basic attacks and elemental damage. And elemental damage obviously has to come through signature force, which most people aren't going to have at this point. FC Reedmarie is basically going to be invincible in most PvE content, since AI sucks and they'll spam skills without taking Pirate's Pride into account, and they don't have elemental damage, so there's no way to actually kill Reedmarie aside from basic attacks. But if you bring any healer like Anastasia, Kaya, Lepin, you won't have to worry about it because you'll heal through the basic attack damage, and then she's not taking skill damage, so how are you going to kill her? I mean, as far as PvE goes, there's not much to say. I'm predicting that she just invalidates so much PvE content here. This is just what I'm seeing. There are going to be certain gates that still exist, I think Chapter 11 is still going to be hard even with Reedmarie because of the sustain, because of the CC, and the new Chapter 12, obviously. Yeah, a lot of people are saying you need Signature Force for it. I know that there have been people that have cleared it without Signature Force, but I don't think Reedmarie is going to allow you to cheese through that as well. So there are still pieces of content in PvE that Reedmarie can't just bulldoze through, but I do think that this change makes her very, very strong. As far as PvP, our prediction is that she's going to be dominating low to mid tier for sure, because at that level, most players aren't going to have Signature Force, thus they're not going to have elemental damage, so they have to just rely on basic attacks to kill her, and that's going to be very, very difficult to do, and throws a wrench in a lot of players' PvP strategies and comps. Once you move up into the upper echelon of PvP, Signature Force is going to be a thing, and she's going to be vulnerable to that unless she's awakened, so I definitely see a lot more people awakening their Reedmaries. There's also potential we could see her at the top, because then she could also get Signature Forced herself, and she'll be a huge threat, assuming Frost Elemental damage isn't stopped by Summer's Blessing. Honestly, looking at just the passive change here, we have to say, what were the devs thinking? And as Day 1 Exo Heroes players, I'm pretty sure we're all used to that feeling by now. As far as skills goes, her A1 went from 3 to 2 mana cost, and the initial hit damage went down from 262% to 187%, and the dot also got a little bit weaker overall, going from 92% for 4 turns to 115% for 2 turns. Her A2 used to be 1 mana cost, and we know that a lot of players are upset about this change, and it went up to 5 mana cost, which is a pretty big nerf. But you're getting more initial damage. It went up from 71% to 124, and a better dot that goes from 31% for 2 turns to 43% for 4 turns. Now, the thing I want to mention here is a lot of people use Reedmarie for special dungeons and just constantly breaking those Frost Guardian stones, which of course, I can understand why the A2 going from 1 mana to 5 mana is a big deal, but at the same time, now she doesn't take skill damage. I mean, that's just so ridiculous. I keep going back to Pirate's Pride, but honestly, this is going to be the defining factor. Her skills could get nerfed even more, and I think she would still be really good in this content because it would take you longer, but you're still going to clear it because she never ever dies. And overall, I think the skill changes actually kind of make sense. For A1, you go from 3 to 2 mana cost, and then the damage is balanced according to that. And A2, I feel like 1 mana cost was maybe too low. I think 5 mana cost is too high, but it did need a little bit of a nerf there. So overall, I think this core reverse was a huge buff to Reedmarie, and I can guarantee you're going to be seeing her in PvP and PvE way more now. Because instead of being a hero that just breaks Guardian Stones, now she's a hero that's practically invincible if you just bring one healer. That's all we really have to say about it. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well on whether or not this was an overall nerf, an overall buff, what you think of the 1 to 5 mana change on her A2, what you think of the new Pirate's Pride passive. I mean, there is a lot to discuss here. And we'll be seeing the effects of this core reverse in, I would say, probably the next couple days to week, and you're going to see how the meta shapes up. We're really excited. We don't have FC Reedmarie, but we know that you can get her from one of the string of creations, so honestly, we might go for that and try to pull her, because yeah, we think she's pretty strong right now. So that does it for this video. If you were as surprised as we were with this change, feel free to like and subscribe. If you saw this coming from a mile away, then also like and subscribe. More Exo Heroes content on the way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.